What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the light of the Most High. The topic of today is the stalking, the monitoring spirits, the gang stalking. The stalking period will stop eventually. But I'm gonna give y'all a little brief of what I've been going through lately in these past 2 years, 1.5 year. I've been gang stalked, monitoring spirits. And they've been affecting my family, people, close friends, people I used to hang with, and they all bought into it. Now I'm not gonna say the love not there, but it's a dislike definitely, towards me. And I'm not the only one that's going through this in the world. There's other people that's going through this that are the Most High's children. We're being stalked, and we've probably been stalked since we was kids. But really, on the surface level, everybody is stalked on certain levels. But it's levels to this. It's levels to this. And since last year, since I woke up and seen the signs around me, it was like from no return. It costed me shooting myself by accident in the leg, and eyes going like this, you know, from poison ivy of the plant being swollen, family turning, acting funny, not acting the same. Even brothers and sisters I grew up with, they'll talk to me, we talk, but it feel like it's kind of phony because it's like they still playing another side. And it's a spiritual warfare thing. I'm gonna bring out a scripture that talks about the spiritual family and the fleshly family. If you are awakened and you're vibing high, your frequency is high, you'll see that the people around you that are vibrating at a low frequency, they are really like just living in the flesh. Their spirit is not awake. And they're just, NPCs and just regular people that's hive-minded. They don't really have a self-identity. But I'm going to get in the scripture that talks about how Jesus was gang stalked. He was going through the same thing, betrayal, people turning their back on him. And we all know how he ended up on a cross and how it played out. The thorns to the thorns on his head, to the nails to his feet and hands. So that should make you, as a targeted individual that's going through gang stalking, you should go hard and be more humble, and don't be mad at the people that, or the spirits that's taking over the people that's gang stalking you. Don't be mad at them, even though it can get you frustrated. You got to look at it like, Father, please forgive them, for they not know what they do, because that scripture is for them. Okay? Yeah, they may go to church, they may do this and that, do certain good deeds, but it's really phony because the people that's close to them, or they knew all their life, they treat them some type of way that's not good. Or the way they treat, target individuals, Most High's children. So just realize that, Jesus went through the same thing. So I'm going to bring out a scripture in Matthew chapter 17, verse 40. No, Matthew chapter 12, verse 46. Jesus is speaking to a crowd when his mother and brothers arrive and ask to speak with him. Then Jesus redirects the focus, declaring that those who do the will of his Father in heaven are his true family. So he basically just denounced them. He said, those that do the will of the Father in heaven are his true family, his spiritual family. Okay? Then I'm gonna go to a scripture where, watch this. Yeah, so Jesus also Yahushua, aka Yahushua. John chapter 15, verse 18, and it says, if the world hates you, know that it has hated me before it hated you. If ye were of the world would love you as his own. But because ye are not of this world, but I chose you out of this world, therefore the world will hate you. Remember the word that I said to you. A servant is not greater than his master. If they persecuted me, they will also persecute you. So Jesus was going through the same thing, aka Yahushua. He was going through the same thing, the gang stalking, the betrayal of his family, people he knew, one of the disciples, Judas. It's sad, but it's what we got to go through because we're spiritual people. You know what I'm saying? And you got to pray and you got to stay in the Bible and read. You got to stay in the Bible and read because it's really a non-ending thing, but eventually it would stop. I guess if one of y'all, one of our Ti's chosen people, one of God's children pass away. And I don't mean to say chosen like, we set apart from everybody else. In a sense we are, but then it's like we still have faults and we fall down just like everybody else. But it's just that we have a certain light that's in us that people can see. While most people are living in darkness. Their behavior shows it all. They could say one thing, but their actions say another. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I ain't trying to throw nobody on the bus. I'm just being real. Like, it's a spiritual warfare. It's definitely a spiritual warfare. From the time you wake up, from the time you go to sleep, it's like, bam, straight up, like that. But you gotta stay grounded. Hey, look, in the Bible, see, church speak, they preach religion, but in the Bible, it talks about heritage, spirituality, the flesh, spiritual growth, prophecy, metaphors. So the Bible is totally different from the church, you know what I'm saying? But it's good to go to church because you're supposed to congregate with other people. But you can do that outside of church, have Bible study, 1-on-1, 5-on-5, you know what I'm saying? But don't get caught up in certain church because they're not gonna touch on certain scriptures. They're just gonna touch on certain scriptures to help you like financially or to keep you coming back. But if you got the food, you're not gonna really come back. The spiritual food, you're not gonna really come back because you're gonna start reading on your own. You're not gonna wait till you go to church, or you're not gonna wait till Bible study or something like that. You're gonna start reading on your own. And that's that spiritual growth. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna wait for nobody to start reading for you. You do it yourself. But I'm gonna end it on that note. All I'm gonna say is Ti, start reading, pray, be an example for other people that's in darkness, and keep the faith high. Love y'all. I gotta use the bathroom. Peace.